Right, tonight is another late start. Obviously work and home life take over, but we are just prepping ourselves quickly, going out on a night out, just a local one, just to chill out, see if we can chew the fat and have a relaxing night. Aaron's just getting his kit ready. My hands are freezing. I'm not going to stick my gloves on, I might stick them on the way up. How you feeling, mate?
It's nice to be out again.
Nice night out again, yeah?
A bit colder.
It is. I feel like I haven't been out in a couple of weeks.
Still don't compare to that Bivvy camp, though. That was wicked.
I don't think I'm ever going to get over that Bivvy camp, to be honest. Right, get a mosey on. It's a nice chilled night out. No ifs or buts, right? When I mean chilled night out, I didn't think it was still that cold, but it's Baltic, isn't it?
Good evening. Just taking a stomp. I've got the old git behind me moaning about his hips. Trouble with winter camping is very much the weight. Unless you want to spend obscene amounts of money, lightweight warm gear like sub 1 kilo -6 to -8 sleeping bags aren't cheap. So I like to make do with using my 3-season bag and then my camping quilt over the top, which adds a surprising amount of warmth actually. I've had it down to sort of -10 with that sort of setup and been fine. So, and I'm not going to camp in the UK in any lower than that unless I'm up in the Cairngorms. There's a way of saving money there. You can combine things to make them a bit warmer. So the snug pack special forces bags kind of work. They just zip into each other and add a bit of warmth. You can also use like silk liners as well to give a couple of degrees of extra warmth. I think the biggest thing really is your sleep pad. A nicely warm insulative sleep pad is the way forward. I'd show you the views, but it's dark and you're not going to see anything. Look at my ugly face. Oh well, kind of look at my ugly face. Waffling on the camera about a little. So anyway, he's happy really. He'd be happier when we got a brew on and a bit of food in his belly, I think. Been a long day. Check in when I get up the top of this one.
I still love night hiking though. There's just something about night hiking though, isn't there? What the fuck? Did you burp? Yeah, you can either go straight up that trail or the one over there. I'm fucking away. Yeah, it's like there's no heat in my hat right now. Oh, finally up. Aaron is just setting his kangaroo up. I'll wait until he's got his space up there, I can choose mine. Alright, good. What's that? The 2 grey poles first and then the gold ones. Cooking on caldera tonight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Gas is still work. Right, so a little tip: when you forget your thermal chilling out socks, just stick your mitts over your toes. Look like a chicken, but actually it is doing the job because it's pretty cold out there. Phil's hidden away in his luxurious Nor tent.
Not luxurious when you've forgotten shit.
You struggling like that bioethanol?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I don't like it in the cold, mate. I'm sorry.
Ain't no messing around tonight. Get a nice cook up, caldera cone cook up. Using the caldera cone as the wind deflector. We wrap it around the frying pan. Bob's your uncle. Lovely, bubbly.
On tonight's mountain menu, a bit of sausage, some ramen or chicken noodles, a hot chocolate for later, blueberry bun, and a peppermint tea before bed. And that'll sort me out for tonight, I think. Oh, and I've got some peanuts as well. Who doesn't like shoving a handful of nuts in their mouth, eh? Especially Phil. He's quite partial to that. Yeah, baby. Trying out the new stove. Well, it's not new. I've had it a while. I've not used it in these sorts of conditions. Performing really well, actually. Consistent flame. Very good. I'll let you know how it fries up my sausage in a minute.
Brew done in my flask. BioS and all that lot all chilling out. Just started to rain outside.
typical.
Yeah. So we've got the snow and the rain outside, it couldn't get any better. No, that's the houses that are on the hills. Yeah. You can see the hills there, look. We can't see it, but the camera can. It's a Baltic night. It's about -4. Right, -4 in the valley tonight, so roughly could be about -6 up here. I don't think it's not going to be as cold as the other week. It was up yeah. But Vern's standing strong. It's only 15-mile-an-hour winds tonight. Alpkit Kangaroo. And we'll be reviewing this tent soon. We'd like to do a long-term review on some tents, and I think that one's overdue, isn't it? Definitely a good tent. Oh. You alright?
Yeah, just having a little mooch.
Having a mooch. Tents are over there in the distance. Well, how cold it is, it's still nice to be out, isn't it? Whew. It's cold, man. Cold, cold, cold. Nice to come back to a brew. Light that sounds like it's flagging. I don't usually have this kind of wretched food. A little bap and these little boil up sausages. I don't really like them, but to be honest, on a hot night like this, it'll still go down well. Whew. Oh, it's a freezing night, it really is. We're going to call it quits tonight. I've had a bite to eat, a good cup of coffee, a little banter, a little bit of chat, but it's time to go to sleep. Good night. Good night from him, and it's good night from me. Morning, outer beings. It's 8 o'clock. We've had a nice quiet lie. Nice done. We've had quite a nice lie-in. I'm in the middle of making a brew. Aaron has made his already. We've had a bit of a slack morning, really, because none of us wanted to do anything. Didn't want to get up, weren't in the mood to get up, and just one of those lovely mornings, you know, one of those mornings where you're just a little bit chilled and relaxed. So I'm going to fill my little flask, have my coffee, morning coffee. Nothing quite like the morning coffee. What did you just say?
I said you're only saying that because you have to.
I'm not saying it because I have to. I do actually like it. But to be honest about this Caldera cone, and I know a lot of people think it's a very superior, I just don't think it really is. I think it's just another fad. It's been around for a fair few years though, isn't it, you know? I think that's the problem with outdoor gear, is they're like fads, aren't they, you know?
Yeah.
People seem to go through this situation where they think that they've got the best kit, that's great, and then another fad comes along and then they have to jump on the bandwagon. Rooski. Right. So Aaron's just brought up a great little topic. Now he wants to talk about
the morning after the night before.
We're going to call this the morning after the night before.
I'm videoing myself. Hello world. Good morning. Me and Phil were just chatting about what it's like after you've done a nice snowy camp. I mean, the last one we did was in the Bivvies up in the mountains. That one was cool. I slept a lot better then, actually. Last night was awful. Look at my eyes. And yeah, I've woken up today. I'm aching, I'm cold. Although, I do take solace in the fact that I've made a brew and some porridge and eaten it in the time it's taken Phil to light his alcohol stove. So there you go, people. The gas. The gas is the way forward. All these old sods using these bloody spirit burners. They're holding on to the past for no reason.
I can't believe he's just said that.
The only time they're good is on a through hike in the summer. That's when I'll use mine, because it's light. Other than that, gas is the way forward. And also, even on a through hike, this is the other thing I was saying to Phil earlier. When you're on a few through hikes, especially when me and Phil do through hikes, we tend not to stop until literally just before bed, so it can be like midnight. And the last thing I want to do is sit there and wait for my meal to take an extra 5 minutes to be ready, because I like alcohol stoves. I'd rather just stick my jet boil on, whiz up a bit of water in less than 3 minutes, eat it, and then go to bed. I don't want to be waiting. Look, I can hear him now trying to light it again. You don't want any of that rubbish. You just want to go pour in, lovely boil, bit of dehydrated food, cup of tea, decaf if you're going to bed, and then hit the sack and ready for another day of 35, 37 miles. But if you're not doing that and you're just out on the jolly, I can understand why some people like meth stoves, but I don't rate them below zero. I don't think they're that good. I find them hard to light and just they're even slower.
So let me just stop you there, right? You've just spouted on about the morning after the night after. Going on how you feel, brewing up the coffee. But you're not taking into context that it did just take me a couple of seconds to light my Bio-Fs. Yes, it did. But look at that beautiful flame that I can sit there and watch and just mong it, you know, and just, you know, relax. I don't want to listen to the sound of a jet engine. I just want to relax, watch the flame tinker, you know, let my soul just float away.
Well, that's good because it's absolutely minging out there, mate. Have you looked out?
I haven't looked outside this morning, no. See, I feel like when you've had a winter camp and no one ever talks about they don't sleep much, you know? That's the thing that annoys me about wild campers. You don't sleep much. You always have broken sleep, no matter what. Yeah, that was... So the last video I put on was obviously a completely different kind of camp. Aaron's exactly right in what he's just said. It was exhausting from the word go. Got there late, you know, obviously work and life just butting. We got there, met up, cracked on, got a kit on, and obviously went up into the mountain. It was exhausting because we was coming across, we did like want a little adventure, but we didn't realise the depth of the snow when we got up there as well. I enjoyed that though. It was something completely different. Building a shell scrape in the snow on a mountain was fun to say the least. Yeah, never quite done that one before. That was it was a good night out. I had quite a lot of broken sleep though. I think I had a bulge of snow underneath my legs, which was keeping me awake, or underneath my mat. That wasn't too fun. You had a good night though, didn't you? But no, as for the morning after the night after, there's just that unsettled feeling when you get up, and you've kind of got to melt yourself back into that setting of get up, get a brew on, get a bite to eat if you're hungry. I mean, I ate like a little king last night. You know, I had some hot dogs. I also had a steak. But this morning I don't want to eat. I don't need to eat. It's been a nice night. But yeah, the morning after the night is always a funny one because, like I said, sleep, it's always going to be broken. You just got to make it what you can. You know, no one ever sets out a night thinking it's going to be perfect. No one ever sets out for a wild camp thinking it's going to be perfect. There's always going to be something you're going to come across which can either change your interaction with that night. That is the morning after the night before. Things can change. But if you're an old git like me and you like your bioethanol, you can just sit here and mong it and watch that flame in the morning. Aaron can just sit and watch the weather instead.
Can I call you a meth head then?
You know, bioeth head.
Okay, not a meth head.
Not meth head. That slightly sounds wrong. I think people use that in a different term.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
I didn't realise, mate. It came from a place of love only.
It came from a place of love. I think you're just trying to get a raise out of me. A winter camp is, for people that are just starting off, do not take titanium cups out for a drink and think you're going to have a nice warm drink for, 10 minutes. Don't bother. Always take some kind of flask. Whether it be a chili cup or a Keiko cup, take something that you can rely on that's going to stay warm it can stay warm for up to, an hour, a couple of hours.
Yeah, nothing worse than making a brew and then it going cold straight away.
Yeah, the winter is the worst time for food, for drink.
If I was starting out, I probably wouldn't do a winter camp. Because the consequences of making a mistake are quite dire if you're up in the mountains.
Oh, hell yeah.
And don't bivvy camp. for fuck's sake, if you've not done that.
if you've never done a bivvy camp in the winter, do not bivvy camp in the winter. Work your way up through the cold seasons until you feel comfortable. You know, I think we threw ourselves into it last time though, didn't we?
Yeah, but I'd done some winter camps before. It wasn't like we'd not been camping, was it? We'd done coast to coast and everything, so we kind of quite with our gear.
I think when we was on the last, in fact, when we came down from that last bivvy camp at Triffin, we met two lads and they were just starting to collect gear. You stain. This is the best thing about being an editor. You can cut out the crap.
It's not crap, that's what he said.
He may have said that, but we can't say that. So anyway, the lads that we met on the mountain the other week they were just starting off, decent hikers. They were coming down a Triffin. They'd been up from 7 in the morning and they were coming down at the same time we was walking down. So we bumped into them. They were starting off collecting kit and trying to get into all this wild camping malarkey. I think wild camping does take a little bit of balls, because you've got to understand that the weather can flip and change, and the fact that once you start collecting kit, you're never gonna give up, are you? It becomes an infatuation of trying to find the best kind of kit. But I will always say, once you've got your best sleep system, stick with your best sleep system, because what works for you won't always work for others.
And you don't need to spend a fortune on kit for it to be good either. There's some good kit out there for reasonable prices now. Just because it's expensive doesn't mean it's good.
You already know that all these outdoor companies, they do play on it massively, and I think it's about time they start to bring the prices down. We've already noticed that even some tents are absolutely amazing, but they're horrendously priced. Yet they brought out other tents which do exactly the same for half the price, and I'm talking similar to the ones that I'm in now. But yeah, there's some great stuff out there, but just be aware, you know, what you're buying online, 95% of the time they've got a coupon code where you can get a little bit off, you know. Oh, and I would stay very aware of things like Temu, their kind of stuff, because it's not my kind of thing. AliExpress is buyer beware.
I like AliExpress.
Amazon, remember, they're all made up of more or less third-party stores, so when you go on Amazon, it's another store in the background. Now, I'm just going to give another shout out to this Buy Adventure Gear. They were exactly the same, but their customer service to me was outstanding. But I'm going to save that for another conversation. All I'll say is Buy Adventure Gear, outstanding. With their communication with Sierra Designs was, yeah, beyond over the top. So yeah, that's the customer service out there is another thing to look at as well. When you are buying kit, there's certain companies that you just don't want to deal with. AliExpress is an absolute nightmare for customer services, because they know you're buying it from the UK and they're just going to play on that and ask you to send the item back. They're not going to try and work with you with it, so you've got to be aware of things like that. And I've fallen once for that, and it's annoying. They sent me a wrong size backpack and I've just got to deal with it and just realise that as a loss. If you are going for AliExpress, you can make sure you use proper companies within them, like FreeFUL and Naturehike. They're probably your better outdoor stores on there, so stick with them too. Yeah, things are... But anyway, I think I've gone a little bit off piece there. All I can say is, if you're going to go out wild camping, be aware that your night may not be exactly what you want it to be, even if it is your first. Always be aware of change, because the weather can change in an instant. And also be aware of who you're buying off. There's plenty of places to buy second-hand kit if you don't want to pay out full kit. Look at eBay, Vinted, or if you want to sell them, sell on Vinted, sell on eBay, especially when eBay's free to sell now. Right, that is my little chit-chat over. We are going to start to pack up. Been a lovely morning, blasting out the fat between us. I won't talk about what Aaron spoke about earlier.
What was that, mate?
The bit where Joy said I would cut.
Oh, yeah.
Right, like I said, I'm going to start to pack up the kit now, and we are going to get ready to go home. This is a family and the kids, yeah? Just a quick vid before my fingers freeze to death. As you can see, flaggy loveliness, freezing cold biting wind. But as usual, took all of our crap with us, left no trace, blah blah blah, you know, the standard rubbish. Phil's just taking his time as usual. Last one ready, never changes. He'll edit it so it looks like I was last though, 100%.
trail runner coming past. Right, we're off back to the car.
What's that one for? Bladder? Water bladder? Ah, so you can stick your wet kit in it. Look at that. Come on, I'm freezing cold. It's absolutely cold. We're not. We're done. Whoa.
Ciao. Chopper. Actually looked pretty cool in that, Phil. What? That get up. Okay, that's fucking deadly.
I missed that, do it again. Aaron just took a slip on the ice. And I thought he was going to roll down the hill.
Right, so on our way back to the car now. As you can see, typical pea soup, but it wasn't about the views today. It was just about getting out, a bit of outdoors time, a bit of cold air, feels good for the soul. Try and get off this bit of path without slipping. I nearly took a tumble at the top, kind of one of them ones where you just have to keep sliding and not try and stop yourself, because otherwise I've been on my arse. But yeah, nearly off now. Well, we made it down back onto the trails off the mountain. Big Phil in tow, beautiful sheep. Can't think of a better way to spend a Sunday morning actually at the moment.
With me?
Oh,
with me, thanks.
look at that beautiful hat. He knows how to cheer me up.
Fantastic night out. Just a chilled one. We didn't do much really. We just relaxed. Just
Sat in the cold, ate some food, chatted a load of waffle, and that's all that's needed. Good for the soul. However, walking on icy roads
ain't.
No, this is a bit fruity.
Just nice to be out, relax, air the brain, get back to normality. Well, that's what I assume is normality. But wearing a hat like that, I'm normal, honestly. Yeah, nice night out. End of the hike, nearly at the car. Lovely, bubbly. Hoo. Oh! Every individual one's got like an ice rink on it.
Yeah, it's been lovely. It's been good. If anyone wants to send me some like extreme kit to do some extreme stuff, we'd be up for that though.
Yeah, I have been getting sent kit from OneTigris. I have liked using it. We are open to it now, but we'll only review it if it's good. I've had a lot of people asking for collaborations, and there's some kit I just won't collaborate on. Wi-Fi routers, batteries. We're outdoor lads. We won't collaborate with things like that. Yeah.
There's another good one. Always a good one. Wow, except the Peak District.
We won't talk about Peak District. Peak District was a bad one. We won't talk about that. Good one anyway.
Till the next time, which I don't know when that's going to be, but I think something.
We need some family time, so
I think
have some family time first.
Maybe a canoe trip next.
Because you've got to put family in your life.
And Brokeback Mountain love.
We're family dads with Brokeback love between us.
Yeah.
There ain't none of that.
I've never slept next to a bloke before as much as this one. That is actually true. Yeah, it's good. It's good to get out. It's good for the soul. It makes you a better person anyway when you can go out and just leave all your stuff behind and go home to your family. I appreciate the kids and the missus even more when I've been away for a day or so.
just makes you aware of how lucky you are, I find.
Just a note for the wife. I like to walk in the house and I like the wife to run up to me, not have to walk in and make my own cup of tea after I've been, you know, on a freezing mountain. I don't like that. It's not very nice. I've cut that out. Yeah. Note to self, cut out. Can you imagine if I didn't cut it out and I left it there?
Next time I saw you, there'd be a frying pan shaped dent in the top of your head.